Most people are brassed off with the two certainties in life, death and taxes, but it's a real bummer when they both come at once. Yet death tax, that's the tax payable if you're worth more than 325,000 quid when you die, is pretty much voluntary. How come then the taxman takes billions of pounds in this tax from ordinary people, or even extraordinary people, he's not bothered, every single year? There's a few reasons why people don't do something about this, and I've got to say some are better than others. Here's just a few. They don't want to lose control of the money, they're confused about complicated schemes, they're not planning on dying yet, remind me to tell you about Alan, or they want to take it with them. Well, I can't figure out how you can take it with you. As my dear old grandma used to say, they don't make pockets in shrouds. But I do know lots of ways to avoid this tax and keep control. And I can explain your options without any gobbledygook, so you decide who gets your money, not the government. After all, they've not got a brilliant track record in spending it wisely, have they? So, why should you trust me to fix your problem? Well, I'm Yorkshire's leading independent advisor in this area. I've got almost 30 years' experience in tax planning, which, you know, the Independent Consumer Champion recommends you seek advisors with specialist qualifications and accreditations when seeking advice in this area, and believe me, I've got them all. But most of all, I plan to make a difference. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Are you worried about the cost? I'd expect nothing less if you're from Yorkshire, like me. Did you guess? But believe me, the cost is a tiny fraction of the tax you'll pay if you do nothing. Do you think this problem will go away? I wouldn't bank on it. There's been some form of death tax in the UK for at least 1,000 years. Or maybe you're planning not to bother at all because it's not your problem. Well, you're right there. You'll be pushing up the daisies by then. But you could make a difference. You could leave a legacy for your lifetime's work, for your children, for your grandchildren, for future generations, or even the donkey sanctuary if you like. I don't care what you do with it. But would you just let the government fritter it away on MPs' expenses and jobs for the boys? Buckmaster Fuller, that well-known philosopher, okay, you might not have heard of him, but he designed the dome structures like the Eden Project. He said, the purpose of our lives is to add value to the people of this generation and those that follow. And we agree. That's why we give 10% of our profits to charities. Charities that will add value to future generations when we've shuffled off this mortal coil. We plan to make a difference. Will you? Contact us now to find out how you can make a difference. An initial meeting is free, and we've managed to get a few copies of a brilliant book published by Which called Inheriting and Giving, worth over a tenner. If you're one of the first few callers on 01904 661140, we'll give you a copy absolutely free. Or leave your details at www.plantomakeadifference.com. And I said I'd tell you about Alan. Alan was a colleague of mine, and we were discussing his tax problem one day, and the very next day he had a massive heart attack from which he never recovered. You can't fix this when you're dead. Do it now.